Okay, guys, welcome back. This is the second impulse of the German attack continuation. Hambone has indicated he will not be scrambling from London or Liverpool into this sea zone here, or from Scotland into this sea zone up here. So we'll go ahead. I've declared all the battles, so don't think I need to go over anymore. I didn't have the Denmark battle marked, but I think I went over it. I said all the units, but I didn't put the roundel upside down to mark. Hope that's okay. I'll try and start simple first. Over down here, the Graf Spee attacking this naval transport in Sea Zone 63. So we'll roll that one first because it's an easy one. And the cruiser is 1 at a 6. And we rolled a 12. Not a good start for the Germans. And here we go. The naval transport defends at a 1 or less. Oh, a 2. Yikes. I'm going to change the color dice for the cruiser. So the cruiser rolls a 10. And in defense, the naval transport. Oh, another 2. What are the odds of that? Okay. CB's Bill will tell me what the odds are. He always, he's the odds guy. And there we go. That's all I wanted to do was sink it. Don't want that naval transport surviving. And in defense, oh my goodness, look at that. It's a 1. So the Graf Spee does its job, but it suffers a casualty to the naval transport from South Africa. So that will free up the British fleet down here in the sea zone to go make some hay somewhere else. Let's continue with naval battles. So we will do this naval battle here next. We have in the attack 2 coastal submarines and 6 regular submarines and 2 medium bombers and 1 veteran fighter. Defense, we have battleship, cruiser, destroyer, submarine, naval transport. So the attacker gets to pick which 2 submarines are detected, and I'm going to select the coastal submarines, which means end of this naval battle. There is 6 submarines that get a sneak attack. So that's 6 dice at 5 or less for a hit. I'll roll them first. And looks like 2 hits. There's a 1 there and a 2 there. So I'm assuming you're going to take the submarine and tip the battleship. That's what I would do. So submarine is a casualty. It does not get to return fire, and the battleship is damaged. So the battleship damaged is a 6, and the submarine is lost. And hopefully, I think that's what, I don't think you would lose the destroyer. I don't think you lose the cruiser. Yes, so that's what I think you would do. Now the next, I have 2 dice for the medium bomber, 4 dice at 4 for the medium bomber, and 2 dice at 4 for the coastal submarine. So 6 dice at 4. I'll roll the veteran fighter last. So these are 6 dice at 4 or less for a hit. And 1, 2, 3 hits. That's actually pretty decent. So 1, 2, 3. I need 1 more hit for a sweep. So the veteran fighter is at a 7 or less, and it rolls a 9. So it's a miss. So in defense is a naval transport. I'm scared of your naval transports. At a 1 or less, that's a 3, that's a miss. Destroyer at a 4, that's a miss. And a coastal battleship a damaged battleship and a cruiser at a 6 or less. So 2 at a 6 or less, and 1 hit. I will lose the coastal submarine. So surviving is a naval transport. And into this battle, gonna get 7 sneak attacks. So I'll just roll I'll roll 6 of them first. These are the regular submarines. Just need 1 hit, and then the battle's over. And we got 2 hits. So the lone naval transport remaining is dead, and it does not get to return fire. So surviving in this battle is 6 regular submarines and a coastal submarine. Now, just to point out, this is similar to G40 and BBR4, where I always count on as a German player, at least when I have, that 2, you're hoping for less than 2, but at least 2 battles on average don't go the way he wants. So even though the dice have been on my side, hopefully the battle that counts, which is Paris, they don't get cold. And I'm sure Hambone would, and the Allies would take that trade for a little bit of loss in Navy if Paris survives. So we'll roll the next naval battle next. But I guess my point was you hope for not 3 naval battles going, or 3 battles going south on G1. So in this battle, we have 2 coastal submarines, 3 regular submarines, 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser, 2 coastal battleships, and a Bismarck. Now, defending is an aircraft carrier, which fires a 4 at aircraft only. Oh, I didn't bring any aircraft in. What's this guy called? Tactical bomber, battleship, cruiser, destroyer, coastal submarine, and naval transport. This is an 8, a 4. Oh, it doesn't get to roll. A 5, a 4, a 2, and a 1. So 3 submarines, or 3 submarines get a surprise. I guess it's called the surprise attack or sneak attack. I don't know what it's actually called. I should know that. So here we go. We'll roll the 3 submarines, 3 at 5, rolling to start. And that is a good start. So 2. So right off the bat, and they cannot take aircraft as casualty, I'm going to say they are going to lose the carrier because it does not fire at ships. It's just a buffer. That's if you want to do something different, let me know, but it just basically absorbs 2 hits. So next, we've got 2 coastal submarines, 2 at 2, 2 destroyers, 2 at 4, and 2 destroyers, 2 at 4. So these are the coastal submarines and 2 destroyers, so 4 dice at 4. And looks like 1 hit. And I'm assuming we'll tip the battleship. Just they're going to get to return fire. Actually, we'll decide that after. We'll just say 1 casualty for now. And I'll put that off to the side for the casualty so I keep track. Now we've got two coastal battleships, Norwegian coastal battleships, 2 dice at 5 or less. And they are both misses. Now we have a cruiser, 1 at 6. That is a hit, so 2 hits so far. And the Bismarck, which is 1 at 8. And that is a miss. So only two more hits. So what would I do here for casualties? I'm going to say tip the battleship and lose this guy here. So he's going to be casualty, but they still get their full defense. So this is the naval transport, 1 at 1. This is the coastal submarine, 1 at 2, 4. Let's back out a little bit so you can see the whole dice tray. Now the destroyer, a hit. So use that as a counter. And the tactical bomber, which is a 5. That is a miss. The cruiser, which is a 6. Miss. And the battleship, which is an 8. Miss. Oh my goodness. Bad rolling. So I will lose a coastal submarine casualty. So this is what we have going into round 2 of dice rolling, is a coastal battleship. Actually, I'm going to damage the Bismarck because it can absorb a free hit. That's what I'll do. So I'm going to put a damage marker so that it's still fully functional after absorbing 1 hit, but it absorbs 3 hits to be killed. So I will put a damage marker underneath. So we've got 2 coastal submarines, basically the exact same thing. 2 coastal submarines, 3 regular submarines, 2 destroyers, cruiser, 2 coastal battleships, and a 1 hit on a Bismarck. So here we go. So 3 sneak attacks with 3 at 5. And another 2 hits. So and they can only take ships. So I'm assuming destroyer, cruiser. I'm assuming destroyer, cruiser as casualties. I'll just back them up, and that's 2. So they do not get to, actually, do you want it, is that what you would do? Destroyer, cruiser. Yes, because everything else will get to return fire. So we've got 4 dice at 4 for the coastal subs and destroyers. And 1 hit. Now we've got 2 coastal battleships, 2 at 5. And another 2 hits. That does it. So returning fire is 1 at 5. Actually, I would have had to clarify. That would have done it anyways, because the tactical bomber would have died because it was the coastal battleships that were firing, not the submarine. So, but I should have actually rolled those differently just in case. But in defense is 1 naval transport, 1 tactical bomber, 1 damaged battleship. So here we go. We'll roll the naval transport first. 1 at 1, that's a miss. The now I always said that the destroyer returns fire. It always returns fire. So I'm just gonna roll the destroyer anyways, even though it was a sneak attack. I'm just gonna roll it, and it was a miss. I will roll the tactical bomber, 1 at 5. And that is a hit. And the coastal, or the damaged battleship, and that is a 9. So that is a miss. So 1 hit. I will take the second hit on a, no, may as well. I'll take it on I'll lose a coastal submarine. That was pretty devastating. So what survives up here, C-Zone 14 is a damaged Bismarck, 1 damage, 2 coastal battleships, cruiser, 2 destroyers, 3 regular submarines, and 1 coastal submarine. That is a big success for the Allies. Next, let's roll for. Let's start over here. So, into this battle, we have a tactical and a fighter, 2 light armor, 2 cavalry, and 7 infantry. attacking 5 infantry, artillery, AAA, and a fighter. This is the battle for Yugoslavia. First, we have to roll for the AAA, and that's 2 planes coming in, so 2 dice at 2 or less. And I'm going to lose the veteran fighter. Yikes. That's painful. Oh, well, that's what happens when you attack AAA. Next, we have 7 dice at 2 or less for the infantry. 2, 4, 6, 7 dice, yep. And one hit. So I'm assuming they're going to lose the AAA. And 2 cavalry, 2 at 3. And a 4 and a 10. So I'm assuming infantry casualty. So 2 hits so far. A medium or light armor, which is a 4. 1 is bumped up. So 1 is a 4. I'll roll that one first. That's a miss. The second one is a 5. I roll a 6, of course. And the tactical bomber, which is a 7, a miss. Yikes. So here we go in defense. We've got 5 infantry, 1 artillery, and a fighter. So here we go. We'll roll 6 at 4. 1, 2, 3. Ouch. That's what I didn't want to do. And we'll roll for the 6. And that is a miss. That was a fighter missed. Okay, we're going to pursue. So we've got now 4 at 2 or less. Oh, all misses. We got 2 at 3. Misses. 1 at 4 for light tank. Miss. 1 at 5 for the bumped up light tank. Miss. And 1 at 7. Miss. And we've got 5 in defense at 4. All misses. Oh my God. And 1 at 6. Well, there we go. At least somebody got a hit. So we will lose another infantry on the Germans. So now we've got 3 infantry left. So we've got 3 at 2, pressing round 3 of the attack. 3 at 2. All misses. 2 at 3 for the cavalry. Oh, there we go. 2 hits. That was a 3 and a 1. So 1 at 4 for the light armor. Hit. Oh my goodness, good. 1 at 5. Miss. And 1 at 7 for the tactical, and that is a miss. I'll take the 3 hits. So defense, we have 5 at 4. All misses. Wow. And 1 at 6. And that is a hit. So in that round, the Yugoslavs lose 3 infantry. The Germans lose 1. So just to sum up what's left here, got for the Yugoslavs, infantry, artillery, fighter, 2 infantry, 2 cavalry, 2 light armor, and a tactical. This is gonna we're gonna be here all day. 2 dice at 2 for the infantry. Miss. 2 dice at 3 for the cavalry. 1 hit. 1 dice, there's a 2 and a 12. 1 dice at 4 for the light armor. Miss. 1 dice at 5 for the bumped up armor. Miss. And 1 dice at 7 for the tactical. 6. So that's 2 hits. So 2 dice at 4, artillery and infantry. 1 hit. And 1 dice at 6. And that is a miss. So this is round 5. So there's 1 fighter remaining, 1 infantry, 2 cavalry, 2 light armor, 1 tactical bomber. And here we go, 2 infantry, 2 at 2. Miss. 2 cavalry. Miss. 1 light armor. Miss. 1 bumped up light armor. Miss. 1... Here's the defense, the fighter. Oh, miss. Oh my God. Like it never happened. Okay, here we go again. 1 infantry. Actually, did I roll 2 infantry at 2? Anyways, there's only 1 infantry left. So 1 infantry at 2. 2 cavalry at 3. 1 light armor at 4. 1 light armor at 5. Bumped up light armor. There we go. We got a hit. And the defense, the fighter. Oh my God. The most pitiful rolling. So the fighter dies, and surviving it in Yugoslavia is 1 infantry, 2 cavalry, and 2 light armor. And I never specified, but this has 3 remaining. I'm just going to put a dice over here to remind myself that this tactical bomber has to land, and we can roll for this ship here. May as well do it now, and we can decide where it goes after, depending on how Vichy Free French goes, but we'll roll the d6. So 1 or 2 goes to the attacker, 3 or 4 is scuttled, and 5 or 6 goes to the British. So here we go, 6. So this goes to the British. Now, I'll put it here for now, but it can join this British fleet here, or if these territories, if this, for example, goes Free French, you could go here. So I will just pause for now, pause that, but we know the British are inheriting a destroyer from the Yugoslav Navy. And next we will roll. You know what? And this guy here, I forgot to include him in the battle, the SS infantry. I noticed it last night, but I already declared everything. So the battle for Holland is one infantry, 2 mech or 3 mech artillery, and a airborne. So the airborne's a 3. These guys are a 3. A fighter and tactical, they're at a 7. And we've got 3 infantry and artillery defending. So we have 3 dice at 2. And here we go. All misses. 3 dice at 3. 1 hit. And 2 dice at 7. Misses. Yikes. And defense, we have 4 dice at 4. 1 hit. So we'll lose infantry on either side. So round 2 is the 2 mechs, 2 dice at 2. Misses. 3 dice at 3. 1 hit. And 2 dice at 7. One hit, and that's a 9, that's a miss. So defense, we have 3 dice at 4. 1 hit, so we will lose a mech. So surviving now, we've got we've got 1 artillery, 2 mech, 1 artillery, 1 airborne, a veteran, and a tactical, veteran fighter and tactical. So we've got 1 at 2. Oh, hit. And defense, 1 at 4. A miss. So Holland, Belgium, or no, is it Holland, Belgium? It's just Holland. Why don't I say Holland, Belgium? So Holland is captured. With 2 mech, 1 airborne, 1 artillery, and the tactical and the veteran fighter are going to have 4 spots remaining. We'll just go like that. The battle for Denmark, which is 2 infantry at 1 or 2 and 1 veteran fighter. It's going to have 4 spots remaining versus 1 duchy over here. So we'll just we'll roll that. So we've got 2 at 2, both misses, and 1 at 7, miss, 1 at 4, returning fire, hit. So the Germans lose in infantry. Round 2, we've got 1 at 2, 1 at 7, miss, and 1 at 4, miss. Okay, round 3, we've got 1 infantry attacking at 2, miss, 1 veteran fighter at 7, and we scored a 6. So we got a hit. So returning fire, 1 at 4 is a miss. Wow. So we have some Danish naval units here. We'll get into rolling for them. May as well do it now. So we'll do the destroyer for, actually do the submarine. I always do the smaller units first, so let's keep in that. Do the submarine. And it is a 3, so it is scuttled. And the destroyer last. And we got a 6, so that is part of the British Navy. We'll leave it here. And we'll see where it makes sense after Vichy goes. So that is now British. And the battle for Normandy. We've got 1 at 2. And we've got, sorry, I'll just zoom up here. Normandy, we've got, how did that? Oh yes, we have 1 infantry, a tactical, and a fighter versus 1 Frenchy infantry. So we've got 1 at 2. And 2 sevens, if tactical and a veteran fighter. And 1 hit. And defense, we have 1 at 4. And it is a hit. So I'll just take we will not take Normandy, which could cost me later on. But Normandy is not taken. Mutual destruction. And next we'll do Paris last, because lots happens after Paris. Up here we've got infantry, artillery, and airborne, and a tactical versus 1 infantry. So we've got 3 at 3 and a 7 versus a 4. So let's just roll the 3 at 3. All misses, of course. And 1 at 7. And it's a hit. And defense, we've got 1 at 4. And it is a miss. So Narvik is captured. No loss of casualty there. And next, actually, we got to do Warsaw. So Warsaw, we've got 6 infantry, 2 mech, an artillery, and 2 armor. So 7 at 2, 2 at 3, 2 at 6. So let's do, and it's versus, sorry, I didn't do the defense. We've got 2 infantry, a AAA, and a fighter. So we've got 7 at 2. All misses. And we've got 2 at 3. 1 hit. I'm assuming the AAA. And 2 at 6. Both misses, 12s. And in defense, we've got 2 at 2 and 1 at 6. So here is we got one hit in defense and 1 at 6. That's a 7. So round 2, we've got 6 at 2 for the 5 infantry and 1 mech. And that is 1 hit. Now we've got 2 at 2 for the artillery and mech, and 2 at 6 for the 2 medium armor. Second hit, so we've got 2 hits scored, and defense, we've got 2 at 2 and 1 at 6. So here's the, sorry, 2 at 4. Miss. And 1 at 6. Another hit. So just to clarify, going into round 3, we have 4 infantry, mech, artillery, 2 medium armor versus 1 fighter. So we just need 1 hit to finish the job. So we've got 5 dice. 5 dice at 2. All misses. 2 dice at 3. Misses. 2 dice at 6. 1 hit. There we go. Just needed 1. And defense an 8. So no return fire. No casualties suffered. Did return fire. It just missed. Okay, so surviving. Oh, I forgot these 2 cavalry. Oops. Just threw the cavalry on the floor. That survived are in Yugoslavia. They kind of got hidden there. Sorry about that. And so surviving in Poland or Warsaw is 4 infantry, 2 mech, artillery, 2 medium armor. Now, I believe this is the last battle to roll dice for, which is Paris. And in Paris, coming in, we have 8 infantry, 2 mech, and 5 medium armor and 1 tactical bomber. Defense, we have 1 AAA, 2 infantry, artillery, mech, 1 tactical, 2 fighters. So we will roll for the AAA first. For the tactical, 1 dice at 2 or less. 3, thankfully. Whew. Made me nervous there for a second. And 8 at 2. No, and 10 at 2 for the 8 infantry and 2 mech. So there we go. 8 at 2. And we got rolled 2 1s. So 2 hits. So lose the AAA and the British infantry. Now we've got 5 armor. So 4 of them are at 6. So 4 at 6, and 1 of them's at 7. It's bumped up with a tactical. So we've got 1, 2, 3 hits. So we'll lose another infantry, artillery, and mechanized infantry. Now we've got 2 at 7, which is the bumped up armor and the tactical. And 2 12s. Seems to be a theme. So in defense, we have 4 dice at 4, 2 infantry, artillery, mech. And we lose 1 infantry. Now we've got a tactical at a 5. It's a miss. 2 fighters at a 6. 2 more hits. So going into round 2, we've got 5 infantry, 2 mech, 5 armor, tactical. In defense, we have 2 fighters and a tactical. So here we go. We've got 7 at 2 or less, and we need 3 hits. 1, 2. So that's 2 so far. So I'm assuming tactical fighter. And 4 at 6. Just need 1 more hit. And we got it. So in defense, we've got 1 at 5. That is a 9. And 2 at 6. 2 more hits. So surviving in the battle for Paris is 3 infantry, 2 mech, and 5 armor. Now comes, I believe, one of most people's favorite part of World War 39, which is rolling for the French territories. But I think first, do I have to land? This is a good question, actually. Do I have to land aircraft prior to rolling for the territories? And I think yes. I'm going to say yes, but I don't know if that's even clarified in the rule book. But sometimes these subtle things do matter. Let me know what you guys think. So the battle for Paris, going to land in Western Germany, the tactical bomber. Now, one fighter that went out to over here, the sea zone, has to land in Reims. That's the only spot that it could land. It had 2 spots remaining. And the 2 medium bombers are going to land in Western. The tactical and fighter, yeah, basically the 2 fighters that went to Holland are going to land in Western Germany, tactical and fighter. The tactical and fighter that were in Normandy are going to land in Western. The veteran fighter in Denmark is going to land in Western. The tactical bomber up here has 2 spots. It has to land over here in Oslo. The tactical bomber here is going to land back in, it's actually going to land in Bavaria. I think that's all of the aircraft. Okay, now we can get into the fun stuff, which is rolling for the French territories. Now let me clean this up a little bit. Sorry guys, I've got dice all over the place here. So just bear with me. So I'll roll this on the table so you can see. First, we have to roll for Normandy. So, and I should have known this beforehand, but basically it's a D6. 1 to 3 goes one way and 3 to 6 goes the other. I just can't remember which is which. And I should know this. Sorry guys, I'm just looking for my setup charts and I cannot find them. Here we go. I'm just going to look up on the rules really quick. I think it's in the German section. One to 3, Vichy France. 3 to 6, Free French. Okay. Now, in case you guys are wondering why we went to a D6, is because we're hoping Doug is going to make dice for this. So we do not have to look at numbers or like a battle dice where you roll something and it has a Vichy symbol and you know. It's not going to be something you have to look up in the rule book. So that is one thing we hope is going to happen in the near future. So we will roll for Normandy up here. So I said 1 to 3 is Vichy, 4 to 6 is Free French. So we rolled a 3. So that goes Vichy. So I will put a Vichy roundel on it. Bordeaux is next. 5, so it goes Free French. Marseille, which is a big one. 3, so it goes Vichy. That makes things a little nicer for the German. We'll do Corsica next, which is this little island right here. Just going to back up. 6, so that goes Free French. So the British now have a landing space for their aircraft. Should they want to take out some of the Italian fleets with their aircraft from London. Now, because I don't want to forget it, and I often forget this territory, we'll roll Syria next, because that is an easy one. When I start going around, I always miss Syria, so we'll roll it right here. 6, that is Free French, and that is big. Syria is a very important territory. It gives the Germans and the Italians a landing spot right away without having to do anything. Here we go. We will do Tunisia. Whoops. 2. So Tunisia goes Vichy. I'll try and get them all in the dice and within camera. Sorry, guys, about that. 3. Vichy. Oh my gosh. Yikes. That is huge. But these later on, when Paris flips, these all be reactivated and become Free French again, or part of France. We'll do Algeria next. 2. Vichy. Oh my gosh. 5. Well, this actually is important here because of the naval base. So that is actually huge. It might not seem like it now, but all these territories are important. West Africa, 2. That goes Vichy. And French West Africa, 1. Also Vichy. French Equatorial Africa, 3. Vichy. I swear, guys, these dice are... I never declared what territory, so I'm gonna whatever. You know what? This is probably the better territory, so I'll give you Cameroon. I'll do Congo next. 1. Vichy. But if you guys don't like that, we can go like that if you want. Let me know. Sorry, my bad. I could re-roll it, but because it went Vichy or Free French, I didn't want to take it back. So Madagascar. You need to declare the territory. 4. So Madagascar goes Free French. Now over here in the Pacific, we've got French Indochina. 1, so that goes Vichy. And Saigon. 6, Free French. So the Japanese are going to have to take that out turn 1 if they want the income for it. So that is another big territory because that's worth 3. And we've got the islands over here. We'll do Fiji next, and then we'll do over here last. So we'll do Fiji first. Where's the dice? So Fiji is a 1, goes Vichy. Seems like everything's going Vichy. And a 6. So they split the territories over here in the South Pacific. Now, rolling for ships. But first, I'm going to... These infantry all get swapped. For these guys. So they're frozen now, they're locked in, they're defense only. And if Paris is liberated, they come back to life. So they might not be a factor early in the game, but they could be a major factor late in the game. And if I don't do this now, I tend to forget it. So that's why I'm doing it now. So we went Vichy up here. So we're swapping those guys. We're swapping those guys. Oh, these guys over here went Vichy as well. Oh, I can't find it. I'm just going to grab a blue chip. There we go. So we've got 2 infantry and then artillery up there. So now, because this territory is Vichy, this destroyer has to come, Yugoslav destroyer is coming over here to join the British fleet because it's at a naval base. And this destroyer up here, now, does it have to? No, it can go to the British. It can go 1, 2. Now, where do you want it? Do you want it here? Actually, you're probably going to want it here. It's going to join this naval base down here. So that's where the Danish boat goes. Now we'll roll for these ships. And I'll try and find a space for... Trying to put this down where it doesn't smash anything and stays somewhat level. So I'll put the boats in here so we can see. So these are the territory, this is the boats off of Normandy. We've got a naval transport, submarine, 2 destroyers, cruiser, and a battleship. We'll do this guy first. So rolling for French boats. 1 becomes German, 2 to 3 Vichy, 4 is scuttled, 5 or 6 free French. So here we go. 4 is scuttled. So that is gone. The next is the submarine. 3. So that is... Sorry, Vichy. Now the Vichy boats defend only, so it's going to turn into a Vichy boat. I'm just going to, just so you guys know, I just switched it out. It's now there. Let's do the 2 destroyers. A 1 and a 2. Oh my goodness. 1 goes German, 1 goes Vichy. Oh. Sorry, folks, I'm just looking for a German destroyer because that does matter. And so that's what it's going to look like. Vichy boat is going to stay here. German destroyer. It's at a naval base. It's going to stay there. Okay, cruiser. The British have to get something. 3 is scuttled. Did I say 2 and... Oh, 3 is... No, it's not scuttled. 3 is Vichy. And the battleship. 4. 4 is scuttled. So just to point out, I know right now it looks bad over here, but guess what happens when you liberate Normandy is these flip back to Free French, and Germany, if they don't like it, they're going to have to take them out now. So these are basically frozen Allied boats. Even though I know it's not great, it's like, what's going on here? And you don't even have to attack the sea zone. You can come down here and attack Normandy from here, and these boats just sit there. But if you attack Normandy through here, you've got to kill these boats first. So just to point that out, I know it doesn't look great right now, but trust me, it will help the Allies late game. They'll get a mini navy, or those navy will now become blockers. Let's do off of Marseille. We've got one naval transport, 2 destroyers, and 2 cruisers. Now this is where Germany wants to get at least 1 boat in the Med. So we've got naval transport first, a 6. So that is Allied. I'm going to leave it blue. I'm going to leave it blue for now, and we'll move it after 2 destroyers. We got a 4 and a 5. So one of them is scuttled. One of them is part of the British Navy. And we've got 2 cruisers, a 2 and a 6. So one of them is Free French, and one of them is Vichy. So this is what we've got remaining here. We've got 2 Vichy boats, or 1 Vichy, which is basically blocking there. And these guys have to leave to go to a naval base. So it can be here. Yeah, we're going to say it's got to go here in the Med. So you've got a naval transport, a cruiser, and a destroyer. Now we've got 2 submarines left. So we'll do the submarine in this sea zone first here. And we've got a 5, which is part of the British fleet. And the last, so it's going to have to join over there. And we've got the last submarine here. A 4, so it's scuttled. Whew. Well, I was feeling bad for the Allies, but they got some Navy late. So they inherited 4 ships in the Med, and they've got a naval transport as well in the Med. So that's not too bad. And these boats they're going to inherit later on. So I'd say overall the Allies came up ahead on the Navy, but they lost in some territories over here. Although they did get, this is a big one here. That's a big one there. And they didn't lose their naval base here. So that's not too bad. So I am actually going to pause here and any more non-com movements? Oh, yes. So the mech infantry in Hungary is going to go to Romania and annex Romania. So mech went there. The naval transport has to leave the sea zone. Well, it was hostile, it's not anymore, but it's going to grab the infantry and man from Stettin, or the infantry and artillery from Stettin, and go 1, 2, and drop off and annex Helsinki, which this is the only territory that you annex the capital, and you have the choice of getting, I believe, all 3 territories. And because you've got I'm going to move these 2 boats here, the coastal submarine and regular submarine, into this sea zone, which is 20. So we've got a naval transport there, coastal submarine, regular submarine, and infantry and artillery in Helsinki. We've got a AAA here. I don't think you have, yeah, that's probably fine. This AAA sitting in West Poland is going to go into Warsaw. And I think that's all the non-coms. I'm going to clean this all up and come back with final disposition. But right now it's going to take me a while. I want to take time to clean it all up, and I'll come back with IAPP and final disposition.